Alrighty, here we are with our first match, and looks like we have a pretty poor hand. Poor, well, I mean there's some mythics, so it's not that poor, but haha. Anyways, mulligan, and this is an obvious keep. We don't really have anything to ramp into, but we can cycle the Horizon Canopy, and this hand is going to be great at ramping. So if we had seen something good on top, like Primal Command, we could have led on Horizon Canopy, Arbor Elf, but since we're don't want to draw that birds anyways, we don't know what the top card of our library is, so we're happy to just get a forest, and we see we're up against Tron. So Nykthos is normally something that we want, but here we don't really need the mana yet, but could come in handy. So I mean, we can make lots of mana this turn, but really we don't want to play Eternal Witness getting back a land because we don't need a land. We really want to crack our Horizon Canopy. Even though it slows us down at ramping, this hand doesn't really do anything otherwise. So we're gonna Utopia Sprawl our forest, play Horizon Canopy, draw a card, and we draw Genesis Wave. So it could have actually been better to not crack the Horizon Canopy immediately if we had known we were drawing Genesis Wave, just try and do a big Genesis Wave, but we're probably still going to want to wait on this Genesis Wave anyways. And now we have access to a lot of mana and something good to ramp out to. So our opponent is going to disrupt us a little bit, well, a lot, since his Arbor Elf represents 3 mana right now, so definitely an effective path to exile. And we draw Primal Command, which is a great draw. It's going to be perfect against Tron for disrupting their mana. So we'll just get back Horizon Canopy, mostly playing the Eternal Witness to increase our devotion count more than anything else. This Primal Command is almost certainly getting more Eternal Witnesses anyways, so we just want to be able to Primal and Eternal Witness. And our opponent finds an Ugin, which is going to clear up all this if it ever gets casted, so we really don't want that to happen. Fortunately, we have a good answer in Primal Command on the attacking the mana sources. So Birds of Paradise, we're able to cast it before we activate Nykthos. Any 1 green drop is pretty much free if you're going to activate Nykthos anyways, if you cast it before you activate it. So we'll activate Nykthos, go up to 6 mana, have Primal Command. I mean, we could do a pretty big Genesis Wave, but that would be not that smart when our opponent can just Ugin it away. And unfortunately, we're just shy of casting our Eternal Witness that we searched up to get back Primal Command this turn. So our opponent can only Sylvan's Grind for Ghost Quarter, which is pretty good. That's going to set us back quite a bit, but it also sets back our opponent because they didn't actually get to play a Tron piece. So it's kind of like we Primal Commanded them anyways. And Burning Tree is an excellent draw because it's going to keep our devotion count up. Basically, we're just trying to get to enough mana that we can E-Witness back Primal Command and cast E-Witness and Primal Command in the same turn. So we basically want to get up to 8 mana, and this Burning Tree is going to definitely help in that regard. So we just get back Eternal Witness. We have a huge amount of devotion. We can crack this Rising Canopy, and our opponent's going to O-Stone. Now, O-Stone is also going to be hard for them to activate, because we're not going to let them get up to that much mana. So here we have successfully achieved our dream of E-Witness and Primal Command every turn, and getting to search up more E-Witnesses. Of course, we're starting to run out of E-Witnesses, but our opponent will be long dead before that matters, under most circumstances. And they pack it in, since the loop has been demonstrated, as they say. Let us go now to our sideboarding. So for Tron, Tron is different than most matchups, since we are actually just trying to combo off before they can assemble Tron with primal commands, essentially. And our sideboard doesn't really help us become faster. We have a bit of disruption in Ancient Grudges and Nature's Claims, which are okay, but not great, since we're just trying to get devotion ourselves. So for sideboarding out against Tron, I don't think we need Pelucranos. Genesis Waves are also not great, and Primeval Titans, generally this top end is where you're looking to sideboard things out and looking to bring in ways to interact with the opponent. So realistically, our sideboard is just not that great here, so we're happy just bringing in a bit of artifact, enchant, and ways to blow up Oblivion Stone, Spellskite, and although Spellskite isn't even that great against us, and Expedition Maps, what have you. Even on the draw, Ancient Grudge might be a little too slow. Like, Nature's Claim is nice because you can blow up an Expedition Map on the draw. So even just doing that, or even just doing this, just taking out Pelucranos and putting in Nature's Claim would be fine on the draw, I would say. But maybe Ancient Grudges are worth it as well. And really, realistically, nothing else does much, because all this stuff is great for our plan A, which is definitely what we're going for. So we're on the draw, and we have a garbage hand. Looks like I did keep in put in some Ancient Grudges, so we're happy with this mulligan, and we see Nykthos on top. So this is actually a choice, because Nykthos is going to be great with Wistful Selkie for ramping, but we don't actually have any gas, and we have plenty of mana. So my first instinct is to just bottom the Nykthos and try and draw some gas. The question is Nykthos just so much mana that it's worth keeping and hoping we just draw a Primeval Titan, a Primal Command? I think it's much safer to just bottom the Nykthos and worry about drawing gas rather than creating mana, because we have lots of ways to create mana. So I did in fact bottom that, and I agree with that decision. So here we Arbor Elf, and you almost always lead on your mana dorks, because Utopia Sprawl kind of has haste compared to them. You can cast it and use it, but you can't do that with birds and Arbor Elf. And especially with Arbor Elf, you want to be able to untap a sprawled land. And we happen to draw 2 lands, including a Nykthos, so we're looking pretty good based on our decision to bottom that first Nykthos. And right now we really need some gas, but the Selkie delivers, and so we're basically in combo territory. Although our opponent is threatening Natural Tron. I mean, if they drop a Karn here, we're basically donezo, or even an Oblivion Stone if they assemble Natural Tron, but they whiff, which is a huge deal. Because now we can Primal, and we even have enough to immediately play the Eternal Witness. And just like that, our opponent is once again locked out, unless they can somehow disrupt this on 3 mana. They would need Relic would be okay, but it looks like they don't even have any disruption. So we go ahead and put their white source on top, and they are pretty far behind at this point. And just chain and primal commands, and they drop O-Stone, but again, it will never see the light of day because we are searching for E-Witness and primal commanding, and that was a pretty good demonstration of how you win against Tron. Primal command, pretty powerful time walk effect.